Hello everyone and welcome to Geography 2750, World Regional Geography at The Ohio State University for the summer of 2013. My name is Jessica Barnes and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. I'd like to start by creating just a small video to give you a sense of where to find things in the Carmen course management software and what your expectations are going to be for the quarter.
So you've probably seen this as you logged on the new Carmen, and this is the course homepage. For those of you who have used the Carmen course management system before, Carmen's been updated to have a little bit different layout, presentation, and functionality. So a lot of the tools that you are used to are still there. You just might have to get to them in different ways. But just to give you a sort of overview here, we have the course calendar that'll give you some important things that are coming up and when different course modules are available. And then each week we're going to have a news update that kind of lets you know what we're going to be doing in that week. This taskbar up here includes a lot of ways to navigate throughout the course management site. So the content is going to have all of the information that you need for moving forward with each module. Activities are going to include things like finding your quizzes, discussions, etc. This checklist function is going to have a list of everything that you're going to need to do for each module. You'll use the People tab to look at the other folks that are in the class and contact people. Your grades will be an important one. The grade book will be updated frequently throughout the quarter, and your final grade is set to auto-calculate, so you should have an idea of where you stand at any point in the quarter. Here's a link to the OSU library systems and the overall system help. So feel free, to be sure that you use things like the system help if you're running into technical difficulties with Carmen. So you'll see here a link to the content page, and that's where most of your information that you need for the quarter is going to be found. It'll start with this course overview that basically is the course schedule. Because we are in the summer semester and we have a sort of compressed schedule, we're doing a 15-week class in 7 weeks. We've had to stuff a lot of information into each week. So you'll see that reflected in the overall course schedule. So you'll see here in this column along the left the particular week that we're talking about, and you'll notice that there's 2 different modules that are going to be covered within this week. So you'll be expected to complete all the work for both those modules in that 1 week time frame. Everything for each particular week is going to be due by Sunday night at 5:59 p.m. So you'll have the whole week to complete what you need for these modules. They're all going to be laid out in a similar manner. You'll see the sort of module title here, what the learning objectives are for that module, what sort of student and content interactions you're going to have throughout the module. So things that you might need to read or videos to watch or things like that. Then you'll also have activities to try to help you apply and check your knowledge. Those will likely be divided between activities that might include a Google Map fieldwork assignment. So for example, you might use technologies like Google Earth to look at cities in Latin America and try to think about what sort of urban form that you see there. You'll have instructions for that on the content page, and then a series of questions related to the assignment, and then those questions you will put into a Carmen quiz that's basically just where you put your assignments. You'll also have the possibility of having a discussion, and how we've set it up this quarter is that one of your weekly modules will include an activity, the other one will include a discussion activity. So for example, for module 2, you'll be doing a discussion and posts to the course Carmen wiki. So you'll have these activities. You'll also have a module comprehension quiz rather than having midterm and final exams. Because this class is so compressed, we're going to have weekly quizzes to cover what we talked about in the module, and that's going to take the place of those big overall exams. So each of these weekly quizzes is going to be worth 1.4% of your final grade. And before you actually take the quiz, you also have the opportunity to do an optional comprehension self-assessment check to be sure that you're on the right track and to practice a little bit for that quiz overall. So this first week is a little crazy because there's a lot of other stuff going on, things like a getting to know you survey, a place impression survey. But as you move further into the quarter, you see that the things kind of get more streamlined as you get more used to the process. One thing to watch out for, though, is that by week 2, we have a couple of big assignments due. So in week 2, we have this place analysis project that's 10% of your final grade. And then we also have your first current event assignment, which is 8% of your final grade, are both due in week 2. So be aware that that's coming up. If we look at the overall with the courses laid out, we are going to have weekly modules. You'll know by the schedule and the learning guide for the week what the expectations are. And then you'll be able to go to those modules and access the information that you need. So you see here the week 1 learning guide, the different videos you might watch. One of the things that I do, because people have a lot of different technology that they're using to take the course, is I'll put important course documents in a couple different formats. So you see here we have the course syllabus 3 times. This first one is in HTML format as a web page. The second one is in a PDF format, like you would open with Adobe Acrobat. And this third one is in a Word document. So they all contain the same exact information, but depending on what your limitations of your system, one particular type might be more the preferred style for you. So it looks like there's a lot here, but there's some repetition for the syllabus and the schedule. For week 1, there's things like a getting acquainted survey, survey on your impressions of world regions, things like that. You see that activity here and the related assignment where you enter your information for that activity, and then that self-check quiz and an introduction comprehension quiz. So that's an idea of what you need to do. We mentioned that checklist feature earlier, and the great thing about the checklist is that you can go in and make sure that you're taking care of everything that you need to for the modules and the week in question. Let's see, bring this down a little bit here. So these checklists include everything, including like watching each of the videos, reading, etc. So as you go through it, you can say, well, I've done this and I've done this and I've done this. So I know what I've taken care of and what I still need to do. And that's all laid out for the entire quarter right now. Other things that you're going to find within the content are, of course, as we said earlier, the syllabus, but there's the sort of general course information overall. So those documents are here. Links to things like Google Maps, which I will be expecting you to install and use, a link to purchase the digital copy of the textbook. There'll be different readings available, and you'll see these here under readings, and then different assignments. So things like that place analysis project, grading rubrics, map quiz instructions, all here under the assignments link. So these are going to be important things to use throughout the quarter. So you'll have that schedule overall to take a look at. And the other important thing to be sure that you take a look at is the syllabus. Just scroll up here. And of course, the syllabus is going to contain important information like how to contact me and Chris, but it's also going to include what the basis of your assessment is, brief descriptions for how the course is laid out, what sort of activities you're going to be doing, class etiquette, late policy, student with disabilities, access issues, and then a list of helpful resources at the end. So do be sure to check that out, and that'll be one of the things that show up in your assessment for Module 1 is a little bit on understanding the syllabus overall.
I also wanted to talk a little bit about my availability this quarter for you all to contact me in case you have any questions or concerns. The best way to contact me is through the Carmen message board. That way, if you have a general course question, I'll be able to respond, and if other students have the same question, they'll have quick, easy access to those responses. That will hopefully save you all time and save the teaching team time as well. Even though this is an online course, it is taught by human beings, who have to live or have to work this course around their everyday lives. So we'll try to respond within 24 hours to emails, but the message board will be the most quick way to get a response from us if you have a general question. If you have a question of a more personal nature about things like your grade or things like illness or personal issues that are stopping you from doing whatever you need to do for class, feel free to email us. I'm also going to be having virtual office hours. So these are going to be specific times set aside where I'll be available through things like the chat feature on Carmen or through Google Voice as well. So you can either chat with me via sort of traditional text, or we can video chat, whatever would be more comfortable for you. So my virtual office hours this week, or for this semester, are Tuesdays from 1 to 2 p.m. and then Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. And again, you'll be able to see that Carmen chat feature or through Google Voice. Or if you would like to meet with me in person, I'm happy to arrange a time that would work for both of us. So just contact me and we can arrange an appointment to meet on campus.